So that's where we left off our last session. Is uh, the salvagers saying, "Hey, nice machine gun you got there. I'll pay you the ammo to use it on those squids on the hill." And Archibald seeming willing. What is What's the rest of the crew? Meowkin has given me some instructions on how Archibald will react to any input. And so, does he get any input?
Well, I mean, do you really want to go shooting everything up, you see? I mean, I agree they don't look the best, but I don't think we should just start killing them.
All right, that's one what do I call it? A vote of no confidence in killing the squids.
Vote of confidence.
Nonfidence. That is one voice in opposition to, we'll put it that way, to gunning down the squids on the hill.
To agree there. There's no point in doing it.
I mean,
Archibald grudgingly concurs and declines the man's offer. Sorry, were you gonna add in there, Ben? I did not mean to cut you off.
no, it's all right. No, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Now, do you want to just move along, or do you want to have any input on what the salvagers are doing?
Yeah, Oogie's going to engage him. He's going to point to the pair of decapitated legs, or severed legs. Decapitated would mean no head. Uh,
Well, they
the
don't have a
severed
head.
points to the pair of severed legs. Now, I mean, I reckon that's pretty gross and all. I agree, real disturbing. But why do you reckon they do that? Just kind of trying to distract them with patter for a couple of minutes.
The man who has uh come to engage you shakes his head. The other two, by the way, in the background have they've still got the guns at the ready, and they're still pointing them at the two squids anytime those squids appear to shift or shuffle or move a little bit. But otherwise, they're just kind of chatting between themselves. Sounds like they're just reminiscing old times or talking about some other adventure. The man in front of you shrugs. I don't know why they do that. Uh, maybe they're building a Frankenstein.
Do the other two squids? Do they have legs or anything else?
They do not.
I mean, you say they were walking around on them, right?
Yep, that big one right over there. He's walking
Yeah.
around like a cowboy clomping its boots.
Oogie grins through his plastic face mask and inclines his head admiringly. Yeah, I mean, like, you ever see him do something like that with something that ain't human legs?
No, only human legs.
Man, that's real weird.
I mean, think of it though. They're a lot more elevated. They can see their aggressors more easily.
Well, yeah, but like, why not? Why not make stilts out of something else?
We've got perfectly good human legs available, it seems. I mean, the
Oogie,
person they took them from isn't using them anymore, so
Oogie kind of considers that for a second. He goes, "Yeah, them boots was made for walking, and that's just what they're gonna do."
Hopefully they don't walk all over you then.
No, they said they're harmless.
Yeah, that's the thing though. I mean, sure, they're harmless, but would you, I don't know, go stroke them?
Well, I might. I'm real curious now.
Really? You'd stroke them? Wow.
Well, I
You've
mean,
got more gonads than me. I mean, yeah.
and Oogie kind of points a thumb uh, in Marcus's direction while he's looking at the leader of this trio of salvagers. You hear that? My buddy here thinks I don't got the cojones to go and stroke one of them things.
Why would you? Like petting a slug. You know, one of them
O-
earth tongue muscle things.
Oogie puffs himself up. Wow, I mean now it's just a matter of honor. And he hops off of the he hops out of the cab or the back of the scrap hauler. You fellas, put your guns down. I'm gonna go touch one of them things.
At this point, the other two look up and over at you. You're going to what?
Yeah, what'd you say, Marcus? I got to scratch one behind the ears?
They ain't got no
Take one between the
ears.
legs.
What?
No, that's just getting frisky. I haven't even bought a dinner first.
Max just smiles.
If they lower their guns, Oogie's gonna strut over there and he's gonna try to touch one.
Yeah, they half lower him. The two that have been chatting among themselves continue chatting among themselves, but now they have a new topic of conversation. Um, it's Oogie, by the way. It's Oogie. Um, and the one that you've been speaking to just kind of props his rifle up on his shoulder, turns and watches as Oogie approaches.
So yeah, I mean, he's not gonna be as swaggery as he normally is. I mean, he doesn't know a damn thing about these animals. But
And
yeah, he's
from the looks of it, they don't know a damn thing about him either. As he is walking beyond where the men were standing, the two squid creatures kind of near each other and back away from him.
oh now you look at that. See that? They're just like scared dogs. And he kind of I'm sure Oogie has approached a scared animal before,
Oh, sure,
and
plenty of
so
rattlesnakes.
well, or I mean, what kind of animals do they have there
No,
on
I'm kidding. There are other animals on
Camiego?
Camiego. Yeah.
You know, like farm animals of some kind.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's gonna do like the tentative, like reach out and keep his body mass back, and he's just gonna kind of like slowly approach.
Uh, they continue backing away. Why don't you give me a survive wisdom? I think, unless you can think another skill is more appropriate.
Let's take a look here. I mean, survive. Do you think that this could be a charisma situation or no?
Um, make an argument for it.
So as Oogie is approaching, he's kind of doing the like, oh come on there, little fella, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just going in for a little bit of a pet. You're gonna be fine. You know, he's doing what would with domesticated animals be a calming voice.
Go ahead and roll it.
Okay. Let's see here. Survive and Charisma.
Oogie's calming motions, they seem to ease some of the anxiety that these creatures are suffering. Um, and as he gets even closer, he can see that they are trembling a little bit, um, as if he didn't know they were already scared by them backing away from him. This is even more evidence on top of that. Um, but they do let him approach before they've hit the very end of where they could possibly fall back to. They were about a meter away from the scrap pile um, before he started. Now they're about a half a meter away. And as Oogie reaches out, why don't you tell me how he approaches them once he's close enough to touch him?
He he is going to um he's gonna do the thing where he lets them make the move if there's a move to be made. So he's gonna get, let's say, about 6 inches away with his hand, and then he's gonna stop for a second, and he's gonna see how they respond to him being that close.
Okay. Okay. Um, there's a tense moment where they've both frozen and let's see. They look like some of the mini predators that Oogie doesn't remember, uh, but has this sense of experiencing that are poised to spring. But after a moment, one of the tentacles reaches out and just kind of boops him on the hand.
Oogie Oogie nods, and he withdraws his hand, and then he backs away a little bit. And um he's not gonna turn his back on him while he's this close, but he's gonna kind of keep him at least in his peripheral vision as he turns his head and calls over his shoulder. They're mighty scared, Marcus. Is that good enough?
Good enough for me. Good job. Anything could actually do it.
So what? Now you want to keep one of them?
Oogie's gonna back off of him a little bit. Um, so that he can turn and he can talk to the scavengers.
Okay.
No,
Uh,
I don't.
hang on real
Oh,
quick. While he's doing that, the rest of you see. Well, you said that Oogie turns around and walks towards the scavengers, right? Or does he continue watching them as he's backing off?
no, he gets, like, let's say 2 meters away, and then he turns his back.
Okay. Uh, okay, so he sees this also. As he's backing away, um, they are taking a much slower uh, move, but they're kind of pacing in line with him. But for every meter he's walked, they've moved maybe a quarter. And it's not because they can't move that fast. He thinks that those tentacles could move them faster if they wanted. It's again, they're just being. They appear to be being cautious, like a dog with his tail between his legs.
I got a new master.
When he stops to turn around and look at the salvagers, they also stop.
Well, looks like you got yourself some new friends there.
Oogie looks back and he sees that they've followed him a little bit, and then he returns his attention to the salvagers. Fellas, listen, I know you had your heart set on something here, but really, they're harmless. Let me give you 20 cred, and you leave them alone for today at least. How's that sound?
Hmm. Hey, Jordan, we all done for the day? We all loaded up? Yeah, boss. We could make another run, but I guess this is good. Jordan looks, not Jordan, the guy that called out to Jordan, the one you've been talking mostly, looks at Oogie. Yeah, that we could make another run in there.
Yeah, but would you want to risk it?
Not with these things hanging around now. It's, why we're gonna kill them.
Well,
Well, and because
well,
it's fun.
I mean, they're following us out of here, so give us a bit and you'll be all right.
Yeah, I'll get them clear here. I'll try to shoo the others off, maybe, and like I said, you just let 'em be.
Yeah, sure. And he
Yeah,
extends a transaction from his compad to you,
yeah.
for you to fulfill.
Oogie will pay him the 20.
Okay. We need like 10 minutes.
Hey, what's going on?
Give us half an hour. That'll do. Give
Sure.
yourself a breather.
Sure. And, they all kind of amble around to the other side of the grav loader that they're using, uh, so that they're no longer within sight or, well, direct sensory range of these things. You all see the little squids kind of watching them, shivering again as they begin moving. And once they're around the grav loader, they show more signs of intelligence. They are not simply out of sight, out of mind. In fact, they even squish themselves right down next to the ground so that they can see under the grav loader, see their boots stand on the other side.
What have we just picked up?
um, you hear a bark from a ways away, off in the distance. It sounds like it's toward the direction of that hill. Um, and these little squids jet off in a flurry of tentacles. They shy away from all of you, including Oogie, and just go tend to scrambling over towards that hill.
Wait, after the dog? Or the sound of the dog?
A bark, yeah. Towards the sound of the dog barking. It's a little bit
Yo,
more high pitched, more like a chihuahua bark.
any of you curious to see what they're
Art,
gonna do when they find this dog?
it's probably the sound of the squids. Because there's that other group of squids over there. It's probably Mama calling them home.
It sounds like a dog, though. Do you reckon they've, like, taken parts of a dog and adapted it for themselves?
I mean, critters sound alike, right? Just because it sounds like a dog to us, don't mean that it's not a squid here.
I know, but isn't it just, tickle your fancy just to find out a little bit?
Well, yeah, I mean, I promised I'd try to shoo them off anyway, so
Let's make sure
let's
they're gone then.
let's mosey on over there.
Well, your promise to shoot them off is already being defeated. The three of the bigger squids on the hill, from the hill direction, um, appear to be approaching you. And just beyond them, you can see that the two little squids have reunited with a larger squid. You can see their tiny little heads. It actually looks kind of lewd, but their tiny little heads bobbing up and down past the line of the hill, and their right next to, like, basically hugging distance with another squid, a bigger one you can clearly see. And then these three that are cautiously approaching you from the hill.
Well, looks like you've, I don't know, enchanted them, we'll say. Or at least got their attention.
Oogie kind of squints and leans forward as he watches this going on. I'll be damned. That looks like they're sending a delegation. If those biggins wanted to come over here, how come they didn't come over till the little ones was gone?
Maybe the little ones were like, the scouting party with the legs and all.
Yeah, but that ain't how dogs work.
Oh. Hey, I'm just trying to find logic in the madness here.
I'm just finding lots of madness. Oogie's gonna continue to kind of treat them like animals, though.
Mhm.
As these three are approaching, he's gonna kind of clap his hands and he's gonna shout, "Hey, yo, Sue, get on out of here! Ain't safe!" And he's gonna, make like a shushing motion
Whoa,
with his
whoa,
arm.
whoa, whoa. Don't you want to just find out what they do first before we just, chuck them on the way? Just not a little bit of curiosity here.
I
They,
don't know. You got us 30 minutes, but if they stick around too long, this thing's gonna turn ugly.
they do pause as they're shooed. Well, two of them do. One of them seems to be splitting off and circling around you.
See, they understand it at least.
The two that stand still are doing something with their tentacles and their skin. Their skin and patches of their tentacles are changing color as the tentacles themselves form complex patterns and postures.
Hold on a second. I gotta link something to the channel. I know what these are.
Oh no. Please do put it in a image dump though.
Oh, it's oh yeah, okay. It's not an image precisely, but
Oh, okay.
It just reminds me of Arrival.
it's a wiki article.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine for the discussion then. Yeah. Scram. I love it. They're not making quite as much sense as that.
The vermicious cnids.
And you hear one of them that's making these tentacular gestures barks again. Kind of a yap.
Well, they definitely want to know how to talk. Wonder
The one that split off is making its way around you back toward that, well, the place where the little ones were trapped. Or at least that's the angle of his approach. He hasn't gotten there yet, and you're still technically, well, not technically, you are still between it enough that you could intervene if you wanted.
Yeah, Oogie's
Wait.
gonna try. Oogie's gonna try to intercept it.
Maybe they're trying to say thank you for, getting the other ones out of there.
Oogie knows that there's a corpse back there. Oogie's gonna intercept. Hey, now there, fella. There's something back there you ain't gonna like to see.
Would you leave a dead member alive? Behind, should I say, not alive, if we were to die? Or would you go for the body?
We can talk about this later, Marcus. There's a note of panic in Oogie's voice. The situation is not under control.
You thought there was going to be control? Huh?
Fairbanks is picking up on that. Sir, what do we do? Do I need to go distract the scavs?
Just provide us with cover right now, Fairbanks. Here's what I'm afraid of: is that Biggin's gonna see that one dead over there, and if these things are smarter than I'm giving them credit for, it might have, I don't know, feelings about that.
What do you think it'll be feeling?
Yeah, and who am I covering? The squid things or the scavs?
Uh, oh hell, I don't know. Uh, there's more of the squid things than there are the scabs. Keep your cover on the squid things.
Yes, sir. The two that have paused, or had paused initially when Oogie tried to tell them to shoo and scram, have resumed approaching him, albeit much more slowly. The other one that he chastised that was circling around has stopped, but has not made any colors or tentacles.
So at least they understand what you're trying to convey. Maybe they
Well,
want to parlay.
you reckon they're that smart? 5 minutes
mean,
ago, 5 minutes ago, we just thought these was varmints.
yeah, but when something's using another, how can I put it? Using one of its kill and using its corpse, e.g., legs, utilizing that's pretty smart. It's like us using bones to make, axes and stuff. It shows intelligence, I would say.
Oh no, crows do that too. I mean, a little bit of intelligence, but not.
They're actively utilizing it, though. It's not just for display, it seems.
All right, all right. Well, you, you try to talk those two. I'll try to talk this one.
Right. Okay. Mark just kind of shrugs and walks over.
All right, so Marcus is approaching the two.
Yeah.
All right, and is Ogie approaching the one?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go with Marcus first. As Marcus approaches, he sees that they are standing their ground. Um, their attention is mostly on Oogie, but well, their attention they keep splitting their attention to Oogie, but watching Marcus, I should say. So their attention is mostly on Marcus, but they do keep flicking their little squid eyes toward Oogie.
Hey, how's it going, guys or girls or anything in between?
There is a complex set of waggles, poses, and discolorations of their tentacles, accompanied by a high-pitched chirr and a click.
Good to hear. Everything's going splendid. Yeah.
The same complex sequence of wagging, tentacles, and discoloration, with a high-pitched chirr and a couple of yaps, is repeated.
Okay, so you're stuck on a loop. Wait. If we need to figure out yes and no. Do just a yelp for yes, if you understand what I'm saying.
Marcus is what is it? Presented with The same complex sequence of tentacle waggles, poses, yaps, and clicks. This
Okay, I think
time
mine
a
are
little bit more
broken.
rapid.
Yeah, I think mine are broken. They're just doing the same stuff again and again.
After this more rapid sequence of it, one of them starts walking its tentacles, well, walking on its tentacles towards Marcus. Slowly. Uh, it is low to the ground, and depending on how well Marcus knows animals, it is either poised to spring or it is trying to be lower than him, which isn't hard, but it's, being even lower.
I'm just gonna like take my hand to my face, point to the eyes. I'm watching you. Let's not do anything, okay?
I'm going to flip over to Oogie at this point. Oogie, excuse me. The one that you're approaching is a lot more skittish than these others. Oogie recognizes it is clearly taking a posture, ready to not so much spring, although it's hard to tell with any absolute certainty, since he has never had experience with a land squid, and what those tentacles can do. But it's poised and postured such that well, it's coiled like a rattlesnake. And I guess that's not the greatest analogy because rattlesnakes coils really only go one way, and that's attack. Right? Is that
Yeah,
a
no, but you know what? That's an analogy that Oogie would form. So
okay? Yeah,
so if Oogie sees that it is coiling itself up, he's gonna quickly back out of his way. No, I don't want I don't want none of that.
it staying coiled. Oh man, Tulare. Yes, that was a great movie. Staying coiled, it inches around him again, closer towards the site of the altercation.
Oogie's gonna let it go, but he's gonna try to explain as it's going over there. Like I said, there was trouble before we got here. I don't think you're gonna like what you see, but we did our best, you know.
Yeah. If Oogie doesn't continue trying to block or impede it, then it takes another tentative step, um, another one, and then unsprings that coil and takes a leap towards the pile. Um,
Towards the pile, but not towards Oogie.
Not towards Oogie.
Um,
It shifts its center of gravity just enough that the spring bounces it away and to the side.
Oogie, as the thing leaps, suddenly kind of stumbles back and falls on his duff.
With a wet splunk into the corrosive mud, which is why I this is the justification I have for the grav loaders not taking a break and actually turn off the grav is it's corrosive muddy on the ground. It's not going to cause any additional penalties. It's just gross. When it lands, it takes it moves fairly rapidly, and not quite Roadrunner spinning tentacles rapidly, but it scrambles quickly around the edge of the pile, right into that little dead end where the smaller squids had been trapped, outside of Oogie's line of sight for a moment. But then it comes back out carrying the dead squid and the legs.
Maybe the legs dictate, like authority, like higher position, kind of deal.
Oogie Oogie gets back on his feet. Mean like some kind of Lord of the Flies thing? I've got the legs, I'm allowed to talk?
Or maybe it's just like a status thing, like it's literally higher, so therefore it's higher in the chain.
This seems to be reflected in the squid approaching Marcus, he's squishing itself low to the ground.
So, the higher status, the more legs you get.
Or maybe just the taller you are?
Maybe. Or is it like if you would. So, what happens if we were to give them some legs? Would that elevate them, or would that be seen as an insult? Because, like they didn't earn them.
Oogie calls back. Not it. I like my legs.
The squid that has approached Marcus is reaching a tentacle out toward him.
I'm going to touch it.
Okay. It maintains, it boops and maintains the boop against whatever part of Marcus he has put forward, and kind of inches itself right up within inches of him.
Hmm?
Marcus.
Just gonna nod at it.
Okay.
Hey there, buddy. How's it going?
And then it wraps itself around his leg.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I like you, buddy, but these are mine. Mine. No, we're just gonna try and gently push it away. No, mine. Just kind of like jump a little bit.
Yeah, it's got a pretty
Mine.
firm grip. Jumping didn't do anything.
Mine. No, I'm starting to like squish it and move it away.
um, let's see. What do we want to make Marcus roll for this?
Exert strength.
Yeah, sure. That works for me.
Can I help peel it off with like the back end of the spear?
Sure. Go ahead and give a dexterity stab.
You know what? I like this even better. When Marcus jumps, he falls over. With that roll, yeah, he definitely jumps and falls over.
Yeah, there's nothing that Maya can do to help this.
Still trying.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe I can make it
You put
work.
your stick out and it accidentally knocks him over. It's just, shit.
You know what? The back end of the spear would have been a great idea. It helped stabilize Marcus if he had just kept his wits about him. And used the leverage that it was providing. Ben, how does this go? What happens here?
Just as he's on the floor, Max is just trying like not off, just kind of like push down on him, just like wean it off, basically.
He's just rolling around in the mud at this point.
They are very strong.
Just no. Just kind of like boop it on its head. No.
And after a little bit of this, the Marcus feels the pressure decreasing and feels the little pop of suction cups releasing.
Okay, good. Yes. Max will try and do like a bark.
It detaches itself and moves back to the other one.
See, I think they're learning from you guys.
Meanwhile, the other one has made it back with the legs and the corpse. And as it is passing Oogie, it slows long enough to form can only say it's a hand or tentacle gesture with a free tentacle, and then it continues passing along to behind the hill.
As Oogie sees that, he can only suppose that it means thank you or something like it, and goes, "You're welcome. Least we could do."
um, and the one that has so lovingly hugged Marcus's leg, um, after returning to the squid that it had walked up with, they both again perform this time a much shorter set of gestures and tentacle skin discolorations. And they are really ranging here. They appear to be kind of a natural olive brownish color when they're not discolored, but when they're, can only assume, communicating with you, um, they are going through a range of vivid colors from green to kind of a sickly neon green, pink, nice little shades of blue. They appear to have very, very responsive skin in that regard. And after that, they both start backing away from you.
I wonder if we like help them retrieve a leader, basically. Do you reckon we've just done that?
Oogie has walked back over, and he's leaning heavy against the grav loader. I mean, it makes as much sense as anything else, but man, oh, this situation's bad. This ain't good. I thought we was just shooing off some animals, but what are we out here discovering new intelligent life? How are we supposed to deal with that?
I know you're just gonna go shoot him up. Well, not well. We were gonna go shoot him up.
I mean, I'm glad we didn't, but I mean, are we supposed to tell someone about this?
You can leave it in.
I don't know, who would we even tell, really?
No, hang
That's
on.
what I'm asking.
Nox, what was that? You were breaking up a little bit.
Sorry. I feel like this is the thing that we can just leave in the mission notes for the Raza. If they care about it, they'll deal with it. But
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm just thinking, like, what do we even describe it as, though? Like, how would you quantify what these are? Just squid
take a picture.
things discovered?
Yeah, Oogie's got his survey scanner. He can take a picture.
And also your vac suits are recording.
Okay.
All of our fucking data pads and comm pads will do it too.
Yeah. With the vac suit, I think I conceded a couple campaigns ago that yeah, the damn thing's always recording. But it has limited storage, so you'll have to do something on your end to say, okay, clip that.
I mean, it's one of them, kind of like in The
Oogie's gonna
Martian.
Oogie's gonna transfer to his survey scanner at convenience.
Yeah. Okay. Um, why don't all of you also give me a int administration check? I know everybody's best skill. This is related to galactic law, so if you think that there's a better skill for you to use, I'll hear it. Well, sector law.
Laws.
Alright. And, what's that, Nox?
I was just saying, I've at the present moment stepped just slightly away from my computer. Can I just roll 2d6 and then it'd be +1 because I have
Yeah.
+2 int, but -1
That's fun. Go ahead.
administrator. 6.
Okay. So, Oogie may recall that the Galactic Mandate does actually have rules and regulations that it tries to enforce among cooperative worlds, or will enforce with regard to independent worlds that protect the development and growth of sapient alien species, very much like Star Trek, Starfleet, um, just a little bit less clean and orderly about it. Now, what Oogie does not know, because I don't know how much Oogie has actually looked into this. This may have just been passing headline reading. How Galactic Mandate would even begin to unravel what the status of Anti is, who its government is, and where Mercure Corps plays into all of it, or the actual government of Thurid.
Also, probably the very, very prickly matter, which has come up before in the Stars Without Numbers chat of how do you define a sapient?
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying that these are sapient, but you've seen some of the Oogie has seen. You've all seen some of the signs that would at least qualify under Galactic Mandate for consideration.
Yeah, yeah. Maya, you said I had to put this in a mission report to Raza, but I got a real uneasy feeling about this. That this is bigger than Raza. This is like new life, right? Like Mandate's gonna want to hear about this.
Um,
Well, it's one of them though. Like, what do we even say, really? We discovered something that has some form of, I don't know, conscience or hierarchy.
I don't know, man. I think maybe when I calm down a little bit, I'll be able to write up a report about this that doesn't make us sound wackadoo. But I'm worried about what's going to happen to them things if they keep hanging around these dig sites. I mean, these can't be the only trigger happy salvagers around here. This
Oh,
conversation
definitely
happening
not.
out of earshot.
yeah. In fact, you guys can be on your way, having said your goodbyes to the salvagers if you want to.
Were the squids were they backing away? Were they leaving the
Yeah.
area?
Yeah, they
Okay.
were. As soon as they were backing away from Marcus, and the one ran off with the legs and the corpse, the rest of them went back down behind the hill. And unless you go looking for them, you don't see them until after you've had a minute or two of preparing the grav loader and getting all loaded up and making your own way. So you've got a couple minutes conversation before I interrupt you again.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
I'll think about it later. We got some time yet. I mean, I'm not doing anything today, but oh man, this day just got messy.
You think? Definitely so. I mean, at least it's one of them, though. We can take, I don't know, a bit of comfort in knowing that we were the ones to do this, rather than them just be hunted down for whatever they are.
Yeah, I mean, we helped him today. I suppose that's a good deed. Thanks for that, Marcus.
At least I mean, it's one of them, we've shown them not all of us are assholes. Some of us, are kind and considerate. We showed empathy today, basically. And I think, every little helps.
So in any case, half in character, half out of character. This situation stresses Oogie out enough that he's going to be in workaholic mode at least for the next couple of days.
All right. Well, here's your 2 minute GM interruption. As you are leaving the gold rush pile, you see, excuse me, you see, one of you sees in the distance, off to your side, what looks like a little line of squids just kind of walking along. And if anyone pulls on the binoculars or otherwise takes a look, then you will see that a few of them, at least 3 of those squids walking along, are actually walking on human legs with long tentacles wrapped around and gripping them and using the knee joints properly. Now the feet and the ankle joint is a different matter. They are definitely not faster on human legs than they are on tentacles. But
Definitely a status symbol.
that's a thing you see. And more important information from that is while you're barely able to see them and need binoculars to see any detail, one of those details that you see is one of them kind of making a gesture at you, or just in your direction.
Maybe they're pointing us out, for being the saviors and all that. I wonder what it would be called in the future. And like their way of language and stuff. Do you reckon we'll have like a name?
It's tentacolor. Instead of technicolor, it's tentacolor. I'm going to attribute that one to Fairbanks.
Yeah, no, Max is just kind of watching and just giggling to himself now. Also, do you reckon there was like, I don't know, hugging me when they went for my legs, or do you reckon they wanted my legs? I can't really decide yet.
I was worried it was going to take your legs, sir.
Nah, I don't reckon so, to be honest. It was more of like, it didn't like pull or, break. It was just more of like I don't know, Max will just go on, hug and squeeze. Like that.
Well, I grew up on Sus, and I've never seen anything like that. And we got the electrical brain aliens there.
What?
Oh yeah, yeah. Aliens, made of energy, electricity, and they're psychic.
Wait, what? That's it. No, that's even more confusing.
Like aliens that are like that, but still different from the Vega.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, yeah, very different from the Vega.
Wild.
But if they're like, the matter to the antimatter kind of deal.
Only in novels, Marcus.
Only in novels.
The
We've got things that want to devour the universe. We've got jellyfish that walk on legs as a status symbol. We've got whatever your electrical psychic something is.
maybe, I guess. I don't know. I don't
Okay.
I don't think the universe makes ends meet. I think humans do.
Well, stuff is definitely weird. There's no denying that one. Yeah. Hmm. Definitely one for the report, I guess. What would we even describe it as, though? And it's like how would you even describe them? Like, yeah, they've for hierarchy, they used the legs. They're actually utilizing the legs. You know, they were moving them weirdly.
Oogie's got his head back and his eyes closed, and it's not been apparent whether or not he's been paying a whole lot of attention. But you can see his lips moving as he's composing something in his mind. And he says, terrestrial cephalopod showing signs of tool and language use.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Fairbanks shrugs in agreement.
Pretty sure that's how Mandate's going to want it described.
All right, let me move you back over to the scrap heap map.
Scrap heap challenge.
That and that. No line those. I believe you guys said that you were working your way on up to Corin Road.
Yes.
Okay. This one being a little bit farther away, you've got a few hours to sit and rest. Obviously, somebody's got to be driving the loader and watching out for any kind of valleys or anything else that might impede your path. But having completed some fairly thorough survey of the ground from the marmoset, you're able to navigate around any natural barriers, at least those that the marmoset could uh, easily map out. Um, and being a grav loader, you're also not too inhibited by any smaller barriers or simpler to navigate. But you still have between 4 and 5, maybe up to 6 hours, depending on that navigation, before you've reached Corn Road. It's a little bit farther out. And unless anybody kicks up any other interaction or conversation in that time, then we'll just take you straight over to Corn Road. Is anybody speaking?
I think I'm good for now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Max is just a little bit weirded out of what's literally happened. He's like, eh.
Fairbanks will pilot since she didn't do a whole heck of a lot in your excursion the into Gold Rush. Give you guys a little bit of time to rest. Those of you that are not sleeping, well, you are privileged to hear a little bit of tour guiding that she has picked up as a guard on culture, a culture guard in culture, um, with the lowly spoken but still broadcast over your comms, unless you mute it and silence it. Um, and on the left, that's just an elephant. Nope, that's Triceratops. Tricer Triceratops. And she goes on to describe this thing that she's seen as if she's a little Attenborough In its native habit of corrosive muck and slime, it appears to be routine in the earth, probably for roots. That goes on intermittently for 4 hours. One moment.
Here we see the wild Triceratops in its natural habitat, digging away at the roots, scavenging for food. You can see the jellyfish over there have now adapted. They have mounted a skull upon their head, and are using it to talk to one another. It is disturbing all the folks around it.
um, as you're getting farther out from the human habitation, or the new human habitation, the new human activity, I should say, um, part of Fairbanks's meandering tour guiding includes, and that's another slug. This one's bigger than the last one, and another slug. And that seems more frequent as you approach to Corin Road.
Wait, the slugs are getting bigger?
They're getting more frequent.
Oh, okay.
And finally, you're coming upon about 500 meters out from the first hints of the scrap. Um, Fairbanks has binoculars up, as she's had to do for most of this trip, anyways, up and down. Um, and she says, "There's, I see it, a couple places we might get in. Uh, okay, well, sirs, there's a lot of activity over here.
Activity how?
They look like walkers, and there's slugs.
Oh, that kind, not like other salvagers. All right, all right.
There's some toads over there.
Umatodes and mega slugs. Mm. Marcus, I ain't touching one of them slugs.
Oh
Pony!
no, that's fine.
There's a pony out here. Oh, it's a reptile also.
Wait, what?
Lizard pony. She,
I wonder
she passes
what
the
would
binoculars.
what would happen if we were to take the legs of a pony and give it to the jellyfish.
The stride beasts?
Like, do you reckon it'll just use all four of them? Or would it, like, share them? I've got so many questions now.
Well, how about we just radio the marmoset and say, mission changed, we're now on an anthropological mission.
I don't think that'll be accepted.
You neither, huh?
Yeah, I don't think we'd get away with that.
Not to mention, if they really are sapient, then you need to get a consent form to perform psychological experiments.
But maybe they've already given them consent, we just don't know it yet.
Anyway, we got an actual mission. I'm only worrying about them striped beasts for a long time, but we got work to do.
Your work is impeded as Fairbanks takes the grav loader on a parallel course to the main crash wreckage, avoiding, you know, errant pieces that flew off here and there. She's having to be a little bit slower and more careful now. From what you can see, a general milling about of walkers at any place where walkers could come out. Now, of course, this also makes it easier to identify places where you could enter, because if they can get out, you can certainly get in.
So these are Nox bone walkers.
These are Nox bone walkers. Where there are no walkers, there is a slug. That seems to be very consistent.
Wait, do you think bone walkers come from slugs?
No, I don't think the bone walkers come from slugs. I think bone walkers just come from the interior of the Nox.
Well, it's for sure a weird place we've come to. I can see why some people left this place.
You know, reckon this is the next picaresque vacation spot, premier resort town in the
For
sector.
some reason, I'm going to doubt that. Just a smidge. Just a smidge.
All right, so you said that the clusters of walkers hint at places that might be easy to get into and out of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because of how unwieldy they are, it's a safe assumption that if you see a group of them, that they've come out from somewhere within, and that there's at least, that much, however many you see there, there's at least that much travel space within that they were able to navigate, and if they can navigate it, you can navigate it with fair ease.
All right.
There are also entrances that you can identify at by sighting a slug. The slugs also seem to be near any entrances or what look like they could be entrances into this crash pile. And there may also be other entrances into the pile that are not indicated by a walker or a slug.
Oh, the slugs are near the entrances too.
They are. Mm-hmm.
Oogie's gonna binocular up and he's gonna see if the slugs are eating the bone walkers as they come out of the Nox.
Give me a notice wisdom.
My best skills.
I can have Archibald roll if you like.
No,
Yes.
it's fine.
Technically here, but he's preoccupied with making sure that the acid has not damaged his heavy machine gun. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Well, Oogie doesn't see any slugs eating walkers as they come out. What Oogie does see is the GM flipping to a page of notes. What Oogie does see are discolorations on the ground, which at first just look like the terrain here. It's all corrosive, and there's that corrosive fog in the air, and who even knows what is on the ground or growing from the ground. But at a more careful look, those discolorations look like they form patterns, and following those patterns and lines, those discolorations are semi-dissolved and bloody uniforms. They have the coloration of the Nox on them.
Oogie nudges Fairbanks. Hey, Fairbanks, point your binocs over there. Tell me if you see what I'm seeing. Does it look to you like them mega slugs is eating the Nox walkers?
If Fairbanks a roll, this is not a roll to see if she even sees it. It's just being pointed out. It's clear to her, but Skill.
Reaction roll.
No. Okay. If she had rolled higher on pointing it out, I would have given you more than. Yeah, I
Cursory information.
see
Yeah,
them.
I get it.
That's what it looks like. Those are uniforms and blood.
Confirmed. Mega slugs are necrocarnivorous?
I mean, it makes sense. They, I don't know, took the legs of bodies.
Yeah, I suppose there's native walkers here. Right? So maybe the slugs naturally eat them. Maybe these Nox walkers are especially tasty to a mega slug.
I mean, at least we found like a natural predator. I mean, just think if they're eating them, I wonder what they would do to us.
I wasn't wondering that, and now I am. Thanks, Marcus.
Ah, no worries. I mean, just think of it this way, though. They're doing us a favor, right?
As in slow digestion and excruciating pain.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, it's my day of a favor.
So, what are your approach are you thinking? Do you want to try and find an entrance that isn't marked by walker or slug activity, or do you want to, well, approach one of them?
Well, I mean, I wonder how quick word travels of, how much of a big deal we are in the slug world now. No, wait, no, these are
Yeah, these
slugs are
are
different to the
massive
jellyfish. Yeah,
slugs. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
these
yeah,
things
sorry.
are not small by any stretch. Um, you'd estimate them at anywhere from 3 to 5 tons. If you're shipping them somewhere. Do you want to investigate and get more information before making a decision on either any of those options?
I just had to do some math here and
Ah.
look something up. 3 to 5 tons. So we are talking about anywhere from a little to a lot bigger than an adult hippopotamus.
Uh-huh.
How much does an elephant weigh?
What's funny is, I think I actually used bison as a reference and then said, let's make it bigger.
Asian elephant, 8,800 pounds. So that's 4 tons and change. So yeah, okay. We are talking about an animal the size of an Asian elephant, a slug the size of an Asian elephant.
Yes, they're not very fast.
Good, because elephants are.
Yeah.
Elephant runs at 25 miles per hour.
Yeah, you've seen these as you've traveled across Anti enough that unless they get incredible bursts of energy, their form of locomotion makes them incredibly slow. They may be big and be able to cross, bridge great gaps with each inching stride, but it's still moving, as a slug moves.
I mean, do we want to get close and figure out what's happening here? I'm both intrigued but apprehensive.
Well, I got this idea that we could have Archibald mow down all the bone walkers outside one of these entrances, and then it's free and easy to get in. Getting out might be another question.
Nox, we haven't
the
heard
place,
from you in a while. Oh, you were just speaking and I interrupted you. Please continue.
it's my curse. We could have the door that we entered through just continuously watched and cleared up, and then we could like send a message to them that we're coming out so that we don't get shot up on our exit.
Have
That was
Archibald and Fairbanks keep the entrance clear. I think that sounds wise.
I mean, yeah, let's go for it.
Fairbanks agrees that that seems the safest. And is it your intention to start this at one of the entrances currently milled about by walkers?
That was my plan.
Or
Yeah.
are you going to go poke the slug?
Hooking the
I-
slug.
Poking a slug is pretty tempting.
Well, let me give you a little more prodding then. As you're skimming along Gold Rush, or not Gold Rush, Corn Road, and yes, you did see the sign for Corn Road, on approach, unless you ignored Fairbanks announcing, and in front of us we have Corn Road, an actual signpost. Um, but now that you're looking for an entrance that you can clear and deciding how best to do that, your route drifts to within let's go with no, let's say 40 meters, within 35 to 40 meters of one of those entrances where there's a slug just apparently slowly digesting walkers as they come out, and it sees you. All right, at least responds to your presence, um, and it rears up. It turns, faces you, and rears up, and that elicits a "the fuck" from Fairbanks. Uh, those weren't on the other ones.
Wait, the slug reared up
The slug reared up
on what? Like
on
legs?
no on its own sluggy body. It has lifted the front 2/3 of itself uh skyward and is now how big would a 3 to 5 ton slug be? Let's say it has reached a good 6 meters vertical height.
That thing is just pure muscle.
Yes. And Fairbanks passes the binoculars again. Mostly a, a functional formality, since there's no reason you all don't have your own binoculars. Or narrative formality, I'd say. Anyone that looks sees that there appear to be thin black veins lining its underside, and marking much more easily to see the fold where its mouth is located. And that's what she is calling out as none of the others had that.
The veining or the mouth? What?
The veining. They've all just been orange slug muscle.
Okay. You suppose that comes from eating the crap coming off the Nox?
What, like, is genetically modified slug?
I mean, you are what you eat.
And that figure's a monster. So maybe? Yeah, I'm more on the scared side now than the curious side.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on fighting down a slug that big.
Definitely not.
Well, all y'all wanted to come over here, so what are we gonna do?
Shoot it
Um,
from a distance.
What was that, Nox?
Shoot it from a distance. I mean, if you want to kill one, I suppose we can try.
I mean, I didn't reckon we were getting inside by sneaking past it.
No, but it's just, yeah, just a little bit scary to see, how, well, just massive it is, really.
As you're talking about it, it slams that vertical mass down on the ground ahead of it, and you probably can't feel it from 40 meters away on the grav loader, but it sure seems like you should be able to feel it. You can hear the impact and see a small crater where it slammed its body down.
Is that it trying to, like, mark its territory and tell us to get the fuck out? Because that was definitely a good display.
It inches forward slowly after that, rising erect again.
Okay, maybe it's challenging us. Are we doing this? Anybody?
Think we're doing this?
Doing what? Fighting a slug?
Well, do you have some salt for it? Because I
No,
think
but
you need a lot of salt.
Archie's got that pepper grinder back there.
Well, I suppose you'll get to use your heavy machine gun.
It is now inching forward faster. It is actively coming at you, albeit
Okay, yeah, no,
at
no, no.
slowly.
Definitely want to stop this thing now. And Marcus will take a position.
Okay. I'm going to assume that Archibald wants to shoot it, or is happy to shoot it. Maybe doesn't want to, but especially after the whole Squiddies thing, but is very willing to shoot it. And that's kind of what opens this engagement up. Is firing heavy machine gun with a range of 2,000 kilometers, 2,000 meters, um, at a slug that is approaching. Does anybody disagree with that?
I don't disagree with that.
Nah, I'm ready to help out.
I enthusiastically agree with that.
Okay.
I don't want that thing to get close.
All right. As Archibald spins up the heavy machine gun, and those first few deafening rounds spit out and hit this thing. It slows. Archibald lays off a little bit. You think it's got the message? And immediately, as he finishes saying that, the slug erupts, and not in the "I got a demo charge down its gullet" way. Spikes, black spikes, rise up from its back and lay back down like a spiky mohawk, and it convulses a little bit as these spikes are erupting, and then those spikes crack in the middle, and then crack in the middle of each of those lines, and now they look like black keratinous or chitin-coated tentacles that wedge on, that fall over to either side of it and form hundreds of pointy tentacle legs that it uses to start skittering towards you with much, much greater speed than whatever it was before this. Well, than it was before whatever this is.
Okay, we just fucked up.
How about we take a break? Is this a good place to take a 15-minute break?
Yeah, I mean, we just saw a slug literally shrug off, hit heavy machine gun, sprout out fucking millipede legs, and it's just running at us now. That's how I'm picturing it. Am I picturing it right?
Yep.
Okay,
Except the
yeah.
millipede legs are sprouting out from its back, and they're coming back down, so it's like as if a spider or millipede was upside down and its legs long enough and jointed enough to reach the ground.
That's even worse.
Hold on, picture incoming.
Okay. Yep, now just multiply those legs by 100.
And make it a slug the size of an elephant.
All right,
Yeah.
so let's go ahead and come back at about 12:50 or whatever that time is in your area.
Okay.
Say that our vac suits are constantly recording?
Yeah.
Oh man, Nemesis is gonna love this footage.
Yeah. Record, instant replay. Yep.
This
Capture
is so
last-
going into the next expansion.
Capture last 30 seconds, please. The return to instant regret.
You return to instant regret as the formidable looking yet slow slug that was threatening you rapidly transforms, mutates into a something that is not as slow.
A slugopede.
Slugopede. And I'm assuming that Fairbanks is still in the driver's seat here, unless anybody else wants to have taken over and conveniently be placed there during this. Okay.
No, I'm at the back. I made my decision.
And you hear, oh, holy shit! And the grav loader lurches forward.
At it or away from it?
Away from it.
Okay, good.
The first few seconds of what the fuckery and surprise at this development is silent, except for the clinking skitter of huge, sharp spears at the tip of each of those tentacles that has sprung out of its back, quickly crawling along the ground You see it bunched up, and it looks like it is springing. It's being carried on these tentacles while its body is bunching up into a spring.
The hell itself.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Nothing. Just regret.
Okay. I probably should have rolled this in the break, but I'm going to go ahead and roll its hit points. And for once, not going to roll them out in the open.
He only
This
does
goes
that
well.
when there's a he only does that when there's a chance that it'll die in one hit.
So that's the wrong one. Where'd Oxlug go? There we go. That would be correct, Tuller. Oh. And throwing my pen around the room. Let's bring the turn order up and have everyone roll initiative.
It's more scary. It doesn't have a token.
That's just your GM being lazy.
No, it scares me more though.
Oh, that's fair. I think that's fair.
It means like you weren't supposed to fight this, guys. I wasn't prepared for this, guys.
Now remember to click on your token before you click any initiative buttons.
No, I forgot.
You can't tell me what to do.
Did you forget? You did, didn't you? You were rolling right as I was talking, weren't you?
Yeah.
Dang, Amaya with the I go first.
I was gonna say that my name continues to be increasingly offensive, as now I'm a slug on the map.
Do you want me to re-roll or?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. No, that's fine, Tiller. We'll just correct it to whatever your first roll was.
Yeah, it's 5.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Go ahead and just click the token and make a roll, and then we'll that's just to get yourself into the turn order. There you go. And then we'll make that a 5. And
Woo-wee, I'm faster than a slug.
For now.
For dramatic purposes, we're gonna say that Archibald rolled a 1.
Uh-oh.
So I believe that would put Archibald at 2 initiative. Let's see, dexterity. Oh, that would put Archibald at 3 initiative. And that's also so that the character that's absent is the player that's absent. His character is not up
Gonna die fast.
front and
Yeah,
center.
yeah.
I mean, he's the one firing the heavy machine gun, so I'm pretty sure I know how this is gonna go, anyways.
Okay, so the first thing that you notice, Amaya, is that the grav loader is slower than this mutated slug.
Yeah, thought so.
It's very not good.
And it's not just a straight race away from it. there are obstacles that Fairbanks has to navigate in this, which this slug, in its tentacular locomotion, is going to be able to roll right over. Or leap, if that's what it does.
I don't like that was specified.
See, I told you it's more scary when, it doesn't have a token.
I'll have to be very particular if I do try to add a token to it. Maybe I'll use one of those AI image generators. They produce some nightmare fuel.
Oh, absolutely.
Elephant-sized slug with 1,000 tentacles sprouting from its back. Yeah, that'll go well in a generator.
But yeah, okay.
And the best part is that the folks gathering that data to mine it for marketing purposes will be completely baffled by that entry. The hell are we supposed to do with this? And then one of the executives will his face will go white and he'll lean over to the other and they go, "You don't suppose it's a new fetish, do you?"
Oh boy! Oh no! All right, Nox. What is Maya doing? You're about 40 meters away from it. We'll be kind and say that the distance has not yet changed.
We're all like in the vehicle, right?
Yes.
Yep. I don't think anyone was suicidal enough to dismount once it slammed itself into the ground.
On the vehicle. Remember, this is just a small cab and a flat bed. Small cab fits 2.
Okay. I don't suppose there's something that I could knock to the ground in front of us as we drive away. It's behind us.
I don't think it'll make a difference for this thing.
I guess.
Unless we've got grenades we can chuck in front of it.
Did Amaya bring grenades or demo charges?
Maya has the demo charges. Could do a demo charge.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Might be an idea.
Remember that those have a very large radius also.
Yep. Is it possible
It's
to
like 20 meter though, isn't it?
time it?
Yeah, with a bit of quick work, you can try and set up a timer on it.
Yeah, just a pretty short timer for when it gets up to it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. It's 40 meters for half damage. 20 meters for full damage. Just to let you guys know.
Yeah.
And how fast are we traveling compared to it?
It's too early to tell.
Okay.
All you can tell so far is that it is faster than you.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's what we'll do.
All right. I think under the constraints of pressure and also needing to make sure that the corrosive atmosphere does not basically ruin the timing, the prep work you're putting on the charge. This sounds difficult to me, but I'm also not an explosives expert. Let me look at the chart again real quick.
Sure.
5, I think. Not 25. Oh, that's the wrong chart. I don't need to know what skill level you are. I need to kind of see what.
Two.
It's one, no,
There
it's
we
one of them. Usual variety can be detonated by radio, signals, timers, or electrical charges.
Mhm. Yeah, this is just a
There's
matter of
already a
getting
thing a part of it.
the timing right and getting it all done within like seconds.
I've got
See,
a
if wait, if we can do it via detonation, we'll find out if this thing is as hard as a reinforced wall. If it's within 4 meters of it, that's when we'll know if we're really fucked up. If it doesn't blow a hole in it, it's like, oh yeah, we fucked.
If it helps at all, I do have Tinker too.
It does help. I think I can give you 2 tiers of challenge here. A difficulty 8 to set it up for detonation, which would basically be your action on the next turn. You'd be preparing it, throwing it, and detonating it when it's ready to be detonated. If you want to try and set it on a timer instead, I think that's a little bit more specific, and I'll put that at 10, which is something too difficult to be expected of anybody but a skilled expert, and even they might fail. That seems to fit exactly what this situation is. You've got seconds to set this up properly and to throw it. And at that point, it just explodes. It doesn't take any more actions from you. To clarify a little bit, the difficulty 8 would be to throw it, and then on the next round, effectively make an attack roll against AC 10.
Okay. I'm gonna go for the timer.
Okay.
I'm guessing that's difficulty 10. But,
That's the difficulty 10.
Yep. With intelligence?
With intelligence. Hey. All right. Amaya throws it, and we're gonna let you roll damage on the slug's turn.
Okay.
Excuse me. Oogie. Oogie sees Amaya very, very rapidly, just blazing fingers, working at this. He recognizes that it's a demo charge, and Nox. How does she throw this out? Is she like arms back, overhand throw? Is she giving it a underhand toss and lob?
Or frisbee.
Or frisbee.
I'm just kind of dropping it down to right behind the edge of the truck.
Okay. Alrighty then.
I can account for our speed. I can't account for my throwing arm.
Well, it would be under a stab check if a check were required while throwing.
Yeah, but that's
Okay.
what I'm going. I've decided to use a timer, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the timer.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So that's what Oogie is seeing. Oh, did we lose Tulair? Tulair is muted.
I didn't realize he was
Oops.
muted.
Did you?
No, I didn't say anything important prior to this.
Okay.
Oogie, seeing what Amaya is up to, and knowing that he is of absolutely no use in a fight at this range, gets his survey scanner up and activates video mode. Amaya, I'm gonna see to it Nemesis gives you a bonus.
Can you see to it that we don't die instead?
Recording our last moments.
I'm afraid I can't, but I can make you internet famous.
So does Oogie move to the closer to the front of the loader bed so that he's capturing the heavy machine gun that's mounted, the slug, and Amaya and Marcus all in one shot?
Yeah.
We've got our own cameraman. Love it.
All right. And not to keep throwing suggestions out, but does he pull out a data slab so he can get multiple shots?
I mean, he's only got 2 hands, and we're, I mean, it's not a bumpy trip because it's a grav loader, but I mean, you don't want to drop it, right? Like, this is valuable footage he's captured.
This is the money shot right here.
True. And according to Fairbanks, it might be bumpy. She even says this could get bumpy.
How's that even work?
Okay.
Well,
I'm guessing if there's like massive changes in elevation.
No, she's using the wrong words. She's going to need to be either launching you over things using the the grav propulsion, or trying to massively steer around things that the grav loader won't make it over. It's not quite like a grav car. It can't leap or hover 10 meters off the ground. It was designed for a more stable, near-to-earth experience. Like a good suspension. So,
we're about to find out how well the suspension is.
You are about to find out. Does somebody want to roll for Ms. Fairbanks?
I mean, if no one else will, I'll do it.
Alright. Go ahead.
Alright, one sec, let me open up the sheet.
She is, not proficient at driving.
You slightly cut out, she's not entirely...
Well, she still gets her 2d6, but when it comes to time to ask proficient, just change that to no.
Alright, so one sec, skill name was pilot. Proficient, no, correct?
Correct. Yeah,
No
NPCs get a little bit more of a little bit more kind of just even ground than PCs in that they're not penalized for not being trained, but they also don't get any bonuses.
Below average.
You find, well, those of you on the bed, you feel like you're slowing down, and then Fairbanks banks a turn, and she successfully avoids hitting things, but holy shit, she just slowed down.
She lost the momentums. Like, it's catching up a little bit.
Oogie bangs on the window of the cab. Pedal to the metal, Grandma!
If I hit anything, this will be even worse.
Hey, just don't hit it too hard then. Like skim it, not crush it. Skimming stone.
All right, let's see that damage on that demo charge. It's 3d10, if you recall, Nox, and
Come on.
no attack roll necessary. That's the benefit of having made your fix at 10 and timing this, and it doesn't take your next action.
Come on, 10, 10. 30 damage. Come on.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty good though.
Okay.
I think it's actually a 26, not a 28.
No, it does include your dex modifier.
Okay.
I mean, okay, so maybe demo charges wouldn't normally, but I'm fine with it this time. Just roll it as a regular attack, because that's kind of how it's being used right now, is as a regular attack. You would get your dex modifier with grenades. You're using this as a grenade. So, that's fine. It does only take half that damage, though.
Still. 14 damage, not bad.
14
15
damage is
damage,
not bad. The slug coiled and tightened, the muscular part of it tightened, and those little, I keep calling them little, they're not little, they're little compared to it, but those massive spiky tentacles chittering it along, it makes a great leap and closes the gap between you. With Fairbanks slowing down and it leaping and crashing into the thing that she so delicately avoided, it is now only 25 meters from you.
Oh shit.
Your demo charges will need to be timed to either hit the slug at well, hang on. How you can still time it to hit the slug within the biggest part of it and not hit yourselves. If it gets within 20 meters, that will be more difficult.
How long does shaping take?
Shaping wouldn't take any longer. I think I would still leave it at a 10, but it does come with much more difficult considerations. I don't think shaping a charge and throwing it is effective, but I'm not an explosive expert, so I'll just say that it will require an attack roll against its normal AC.
Yep, I was just gonna say that if we shape it so that it isn't, so it's not shaped towards us, it only fires 2 meters back in our direction and still 20 meters in, or still the full direction in the other way.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, that will actually require an attack roll against its normal AC, not just AC 10.
Yeah.
So that's an option available to you if it continues its approach. Well, if it continues gaining on you at this rate, and with that leap, and this time you're certain you felt it crash into that pile and flatten it, but you're certain you felt the shock waves careening through the corrosive air. Your footage may even capture the shock wave through this atmosphere. Marcus.
Yeah. I'm just going through a little bit of regret right now. I'm just, Okay, no. I'm gonna aim for its legs.
Okay. With a telekinetic attack, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
Oh no.
There are so many of them that it's so big that you're certain you've actually made contact. In fact, you can see splinters of the tentacly legs just flying off it as you hold up this telekinetic assault. And then you see them growing back out of its back.
Oh, this gets worse. Gets really worse. Yeah, we messed up, guys. We messed up.
Archibald. Who wants to roll that heavy machine gun?
Not me.
I'll go ahead and give that to Tolaire since Oogie is recording. Remember how to open up other people's sheets just from the screen there, Tolaire?
Not from the screen, but I can get it from the menu, I think.
Yeah, that works too.
I don't have access to his sheet, though.
Oh, right. As a character, you don't. Here. Let me give you a temporary.
Look at all of his secrets.
Yes. Oops, I was about to give you access to Oogie. Turns out I don't need to do that. He already has access.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I surprised me too. All right, you should now be able to open up Archibald.
Okay, here we are. Heavy machine gun.
Uh-huh.
Modifier 0?
Correct. Oh, actually, you know what? You've got a fixed firing position, so modifier 2. Is it really a
11.
prepared firing position if the grav loader is moving? We're going to save that philosophical debate for later. I'll give you the bonus here. Especially since that still doesn't hit. Oops, that got loud.
I was gonna say, that's too loud.
That is very too loud. Yeah. Well, it's playing 2 tracks at once. Why is it playing 2 tracks at once? Oh, no, it's not. I'm bad at reading symbols. There are 2 triangles and 1 square. What do they do? Okay.
Exist.
Yeah, so I actually suppose I should have asked you first. Is Archibald trying to make targeted attack on this thing where it thinks it might be vulnerable, or is he just spraying? Is he going full suppressive fire?
I'm pretty sure that heavy machine guns are not precision instruments.
Well, they can be fired as if they were making a attack roll against an enemy like that, or sprayed as a suppression using double ammo and just basically treated as an area attack. The downside of the area attack is that a successful save means no damage at all. Gosh, that's still loud.
We don't know what its AC is yet. I would suppose that he would still be trying to fire into it.
Okay.
We might learn something from the description of how and why this attack fails. I don't imagine that bullets failed to hit it.
The bullets did not fail to hit it. The bullets failed to hit sufficient exposed flesh to slow it down at all. And that's a new development that you're seeing here, is there's less exposed flesh now than when you started firing at it moments ago. Those keratinous or bone-like growths that you've seen on the walkers are actively growing out of this thing along its sides and kind of forming a helmet around its face. And we're back to Amaya. Same options as before, it's at 25 meters.
Yeah, I guess I'll go with the sneak. Not sneak. The stab. Might as well try the other option, see if I can actually hit.
Okay.
I was going to say that I don't know what skill the demo charge uses.
Oh, for now it's still a fixed check.
Okay.
And I think I was overinflating it when I said 8. If you're just using the detonator and throwing it. Wait a minute, hang on. Let me make sure I know what you're doing. Are you planning to use a detonator, or are you still using a timed charge?
I was going to switch to throwing it. So, and then having it blow up. Not on the timer.
Okay. So you want to use a detonator and throw it. Yeah, that is easier. I think the difficulty 8 that I cited earlier is too high for that, because you're still making 2 checks effectively when you do that. So roll a quick fixed skill check at difficulty 6. Never mind, I don't think Amaya can fail that.
Yep.
And then this is going, if she's throwing it, then I see why I had initially said no. The attack happens next round. I feel like that's too limiting in this situation, and that's why I had set it at an 8 because of the time constraints. Bringing this back around, make me a int fix skill check to rapidly with just a move action. There we go. Now you can make your attack roll against its AC 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say this thing. Does it have a minus to hit?
No.
Okay, I think it's going off of my shoot.
Let me pull up your sheet here.
Sure.
Oh, yeah? Shoot, demo charge.
Because it's giving me a -4 on attacking with it.
Okay. I'm gonna make some edits to your sheet, okay?
Sure. Yep, it is going off my shoot.
Yeah, you wanted to go for your stab, I think?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, there's a drop down. You can choose which skill is being used for things like that, and since you're throwing it, you can use stab, which is a +7. Much better.
Yeah. Oh, making the roll.
Alright.
$15 at me too.
Okay. Amaya's throw is true, and she is having to throw it past the slug so that the blast doesn't hit you guys. But she's still able to keep it in the most damaging part of the blast. Although its sudden growth of chitinous, or keratinous armor is certainly giving it some unexpected protection. Tentacles, those wriggling black tentacle spears, go flying past you on all sides as the blast throws them clear, and you see them regrowing already. Oogie. You are muted again, Tiller.
It's Michael Bay. Don't look at explosions.
Sorry about that. I keep muting because the dog is barking intermittently.
That's fine.
Oogie is going to keep filming, but he's going to open up the cab window and tell Fairbanks, "Hey, see if you could steer through a pack of them walkers, and we'll see if maybe we can distract it or something."
Where? Where are the walkers? And
back towards the wreckage of the Nox. See if you
I
can find
know they're back there. What's the closest group?
Oogie pops his head up and looks around. I'm going to do a wisdom notice check here to see if I can help her navigate towards.
Mm-hmm.
Get back to my character sheet here instead of Archibald's.
Yep, that's sufficient.
Right past the next scrap pile, and then then take a tight right, and then we'll be back in the right direction.
Tight right. What? She tries it.
Right now. Turn right.
All right. Ben, go ahead and give us a roll from Fairbanks.
Uh-oh. Any pluses or minuses?
You get a +1 from Oogie.
Yay. Oh no, wait, that's me being dumb. I put a plus, didn't I? It's a
Right,
total of 9.
you added a plus, but that got her to a 9. The grav loader just stops. It's done. That's what happens when you get a 0. Okay. There's some awful G-forces, even for this grav loader, going as slow as it is. Well, it's going fast, but still too slow. A turn like that and an unskilled driver like Fairbanks she's not adjusting into these turns very well. So there's the loader almost flips. It takes somebody diving down on the side to try and put their weight on it, as if that will actually do any good with a grav based vehicle, but it feels natural. And when she writes, she overcorrects, and uh, people are flying the opposite direction. Nobody has fallen off. I won't, penalize y'all for Ben rolling a 0. But she is aimed in the right direction with a little bit of chaos and terror from the driver's cab.
Hey, it might be in a good enough, swift turn that it might throw off the beast behind us.
It might be. It might be.
Frey, we'll find out.
We're gonna find out right now, because I think that's a perfect time for it to make a skill check. It is not entirely thrown off, but it does lose ground from Fairbanks' sudden maneuvering. It had been coiling up for another leap after that blast separated several of its maneuvering tentacles, appendages. It stumbled and had to uncoil, and it was just in the process of coiling again when your dumbasses, well, not dumbasses, your annoying asses went and turned a different direction, and now it's skittering. It loses its grip and rolls along like a like a sticky slug rolling along the ground. Those tentacles curl back into its back, looking again like a black mohawk, and it shakes itself as it rises back up and launches itself forward again. 35 meters.
We made some ground. Progress.
Marcus. It is charging back at you guys with a renewed vigor. It's almost like it's angry now.
I've got a question.
Uh-huh.
I see stuff on Fairbanks' sheet, like weapons and such. Are they actually there or no?
Oh, I just gave the NPCs all the weapons so that it's easy to actually just, use them when they come around. She does not have all that equipment on her now.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure. Some of them might be a little bit useful.
She did.
Yeah, just want to double check.
I don't think she brought the grenades. Sorry.
Shit, that's literally what I was looking at.
Yep.
Could he swipe a grenade off of Archibald?
If Archibald has them, sure.
Archibald has grenades.
Okay.
Yeah, this is literally what I'm thinking is... might as well just carry on with the explosions.
Yeah. I don't even think it's
camera.
worth making you take an action to grab them. Archibald is not using his pack. He is steadily streaming bullets at that thing. So, yeah, you've got access to Archibald's grenades.
Yeah, in which case I'll just grab one out of the pack and just underhand roll it out and, attempt to get it. So what is it for a grenade? Let's have a look.
It's, again, an attack against AC 10. Explosives are, they're in a weird place in Stars Without Number. They're both weak and effective.
So shoot or exert. Okay, we'll go shoot because it makes no difference.
And then, how do I remove this from his character sheet?
Let's not. We'll just make note of what we've used. So you've used 1 normal round of firing and 1 grenade. And then we'll let Meowkin edit his sheet.
Okay.
He might have some accounting method he uses, like, some people just mark it at 0 instead of actually removing it because they know they're going to replenish it anyways.
Fair enough.
Yay!
Yeah, that is a hit. That is damage. Grenades are 2d6 within 5 meters with an evasion save for half. Save. And it's the first time it has not saved.
If its AC is higher than 14, it takes 1 less damage per AC above.
Mm-hmm. AC is not higher than 14 at the moment.
Full damage! Woo! Oh, at the moment. Fuck, we're going to get another transformation. It's going to be immune to grenades soon. Immune to explosions.
Now that you guys have seen this happen multiple times, it is reacting to this physical trauma. First of all, that was not an insubstantial explosion. The combination of Amaya's grenade demo charge flinging tentacles forward, and then it basically landing on a grenade as it explodes, it is taking some serious fleshy damage that you see as it coils up to leap again. It's actually mending itself. Its tissues are stitching back together, but they're slow, and there's a gaping hole underneath it that, well, it's got to be stinging every time it leaps.
Orcas.
Archibald, back to you, Tulair.
I'm trying to think about how much of Archibald I can narrate here.
If you narrate anything that's out of character, we'll give Meowkin a chance to retcon it in. I won't, call anything.
There's a little veto.
I mean, Archibald is an observant killer.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
He would have noticed what you just described to us, and I think he would detect that this slug has a fleshy, exposed underbelly. He's going to point the
Machine gun.
the machine gun up at an angle, and then he's going to hold action and wait for it to leap.
Okay.
And when it does leap, he's going to fill its underside with rounds.
Okay. Mechanical note, Stars doesn't normally let you hold actions past the end of a round. So we're going to stay within the mechanics as written, just for the sake of this. Well, I'm going to leave it at that. That's just a mechanical note because this is kind of a narrative / mechanical combat already. That narrative there is fun. You can hold an action. You can, but
hold an action. It's a move action.
Yes, but it goes away at the end of the round. You can hold an action until the end of the round.
And he is the end of the round.
Yeah.
Oh, because he's the last one.
Yep. Yeah, it makes rolling high in initiative a big benefit. Because otherwise, well, you don't get these kinds of options. But like I said, okay. This is a combination narrative and mechanical, so I'm happy to roll that in. The slug is shortly after him anyways, and he's effectively given up his action this turn. So, Amaya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will. Yep, same checks.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, Question.
Okay.
Is Archibald a warrior?
Oh, Archibald. I can't remember.
Is Archibald a full warrior?
It would say it on his character sheet.
Yes,
Yes,
he is.
Okay.
Oh,
It's one of them. You can do a guaranteed hit.
that's true. Do you want
So if you
to?
want to shoot and then snap action this round for a guaranteed hit, you could do it.
Do you want to take a step back on that, Hilaire?
I don't think I do, because we're combining both mechanical action and the narrative idea of firing once it leaps, and it's only leaping on its turn.
I'm fine with the narrative fitting the description.
Okay.
So let's
I was thinking literally you get one shot off for free to maybe shoot some of its legs out, and then when it actually goes for the jump hits, when you do the snap action for the auto hit.
Yeah. So sorry, Nox. Let's pull back just a second.
Yep.
Go ahead and go back to Archibald, and so it sounds like the group suggestion, or at least Ben's suggestion here, is to let him make a normal attack now, and if that doesn't do it, then to snap attack on the next round, and we'll narratively fold that all into him shooting at an opportune time.
And yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Is you can make a normal attack now, just shoot at whatever you want, and then once it jumps in the air, just make a snap attack and then auto hit. I hope that makes sense. Otherwise, just carry on as usual.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Dex to give his okay on that rules, because I'm not super familiar with the with the rule side of this. Okay, so
that makes sense. And honestly, I should have thought about that when you were describing it, because that does make sense that he would just snap attack when it leaps, and because he's a warrior, he can guarantee that hit. So
all right.
now
I think
he can just make a normal attack.
So I think in that case, knowing he's got lots of ammo, right?
He's got lots of ammo, yeah.
It's
Lot of
25 credits. We'll buy some. We'll buy some.
Well, it's more important just to know that we have enough to finish the fight.
Yeah.
He's gonna lay down fire on this one.
He has 180 rounds, and every normal attack takes 25 rounds. Suppressive fire takes 50.
Okay. Yeah, so plenty to do all of what we're trying to describe here so far.
Mm-hmm. So he's going to lay down suppressive fire on this?
Yes.
All right.
So that's an attack roll again, or is that just a save from the...
I think that's a save.
It's just a save, but you do still need to make the attack roll so that I know how much damage it is.
Fair enough. Coming up.
Is it painted red, this heavy machine gun?
So I do get a modifier of 2, you said. Is that correct? Or it doesn't matter?
No, it doesn't matter because he's not making an attack roll.
Okay. Not too bad.
That's pretty good. Unfortunately, it does save against that.
And takes 0 then.
Yeah. That's a downside of suppressive fire. It's great against mobs of low-level enemies. It's also great narratively setting up for what you've just described.
Yep, I figured as much.
Yeah. So Archibald is creating this situation on the ground where the slug wants to be off the ground, and you can see that it's working. Archibald, or the slug, not Archibald, is coiling up much faster than it was before. It is trying to leap away from this fire because the fire is slowing it down. Fire is shooting out tentacles from underneath it. Okay, back to Amaya. Your options, yes, they do remain the same.
Okay. Should I roll another fix check?
Yes, please, because it is still a difficulty 8, and I know you can technically fail that. Okay, good. And then your attack roll. That hits the AC 10. It does not make it safe.
And it takes 16. Big swag. Down to 3 demo charges. They're losing charges quickly.
I think it's worth it though.
Oogie,
You can't spend them when you're dead.
a chunk of flesh and some chitinous shell casing. Keratinous. I keep saying chitinous because it's simple, but keratinous casing has flown off to the side. You see it. You hear it ding against some scrap, and then followed by a splorch.
Oogie sees that happening, and he taps the button on his survey scanner to make sure that it kind of zooms in and captures that and does a slow-mo on that real quick. But then he goes back to the cab window. He's going to do assistance for Fairbanks' upcoming driving check here.
Okay.
I know things are a little bit exciting back here, but you are doing great in there, Fairbanks. we are maintaining. I think we're gonna pull this through. Just keep on doing what you're doing. And I'm gonna make a charisma lead check.
Perfect. Go for it.
Man, those lead checks just keep coming up crap for me.
I mean, are you a full thing?
No.
No.
Oh. You know what I was going for though, at least.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see how Fairbanks does. That wasn't very encouraging for her. In fact, it makes her look out the back rear view mirror, getting an eye full of Oogie's butt, and she tries craning her head around to see if maybe he's just, if he's just encouraging her because the thing is gaining. Go ahead and roll.
Oh. Come on. Oh, yeah.
Seeing the slug is even more inspiration than Oogie's attempt at encouraging her. She slams through a pile, quickly assesses that it's flimsy enough that it's not going to do anything but send shrapnel flying, and it does send a sheet of metal wobbling and singing high into the air, but otherwise doesn't slow the loader as much as trying to skirt around it would have. Things have gotten bumpy, as she warned. But you have put more distance between yourselves and it. You're back to 40 meters. It is slowing down considerably.
Hallelujah.
It rises up once more to leap at you. And Archibald, with that plan to make a snap attack with a machine gun.
Yep.
You still do the roll as normal.
Yep.
You might hit anyway.
So you've got a +2 and a -4.
Oh, and a -4?
Yeah, for
That'd be
snap
like
attack.
9.
So it puts it
Okay.
at an 11, but no, 9 because the
Puts
minus
it
2
at a
was
9.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I know won't hit anything. So yeah, we'll use Archibald's automatic hit.
Okay. Archibald hitting it in combination with the explosive chunk that Amaya ripped off of it is enough to cause this thing to stumble, and fall before it can even finish coiling up. It has stopped moving.
Yeehaw!
Is it dead?
Immediately after asking that question, Fairbanks, look out, incoming! And the loader crashes through a group of walkers. They go flying all over the place.
I guess we found the walkers.
And with her trying frantically to get the loader back under control, it is outside her skill. It has gone out of control, and it would take an actual skilled driver to rein it back in. The loader spins, nearly flinging any of you off. If you didn't have a hand free or didn't try to grab something to hang on to, you did get flung off into a scrap pile or along the muddy, corrosive ground. The loader also comes to a stop.
I think Oogie got flung off.
I'm not going to apply any mechanical penalties to that for you, so you're free to narrate how that feels and how that happens on your own.
Oogie goes flying ass over tea kettle through the mud, comes up with his back against a piece of shattered plascrete, and he just holds up the survey scanner triumphantly. You can see him hit the stop button. He goes, "That footage is gonna be worth 1,000,000 credits."
How did Amaya and Marcus fare in that?
We'll find out in 1 sec.
Okay.
Oh no, Marcus held on. Because it's one of them, his hands are free, so he managed to just grab a hold of something just before we banked into something.
Amaya absolutely got flung off. They were busy readying a 4th demo charge.
You are now proficient in demo charges.
All right. Well, does Amaya keep a hold of that demo charge when they go flying?
The demo charge. The demo charge was damaged on impact.
I missed that. The demo charge was what?
The stuff that holds the demo charge together was damaged on impact.
Okay.
Well, I'm just gonna go make sure that thing's dead. And can Marcus see it from 200 meters, or is it out of sight right now?
You guys are about 50 meters away. Fairbanks didn't make it far in the racing grav loader before realizing that she needed to slow down if Yugi's plan was to work, and she was way too late on those brakes, lost control, and swiped into the group of walkers. So you're only about 50 meters away now.
In which case, Marcus is just gonna use his TK to just keep essentially poking it. I'm just TK rifling it essentially, just to is it dead? Is it dead? Is it dead?
It is barely visible through the fog of corrosion, but it is still visible enough for him to TK at it. And it's also large, so it would be visible for another 20-30 meters, if not more. And through whatever TK senses Marcus has when manipulating or poking objects, he feels the telekinetic force squish in only a little bit. There's a very, very rubbery texture resisting his efforts, but nothing moving.
Okay, good. I could be well, good job, everyone. And I mean that. Just Yeah, good job. Jesus, that was scary. He's gonna look around and see Oogie standing there triumphantly, giving him a thumbs up. Nice work.
Fairbanks awkwardly steps out of the grav loader. I think I peed myself.
Fair reaction. Was that at the very end or at the very beginning, though?
I don't know.
Fair enough, fair enough. But yeah, that was one hunk of meat.
Is it dead?
I mean, environments
not
like
moving.
these are made to accommodate people peeing themselves, right?
Oh yeah. It's she's just reacting to the sudden instead of intentional act.
You know, just get turns back into water.
Just means she has more to drink later. That's all. Sci-fi
Yeah.
is so gross.
Max is gonna go and make sure everyone's okay. You know, give him a little once over, make sure nobody's got concussion or anything.
There's some bruising and some scraping, but the vac suits have absorbed most of the tumble, and through agility or sheer luck, nobody tumbled in such a way that their own, flesh and bone, ligaments and muscles got torn.
Well, let's just have a breather for a couple of minutes, and let's try and write this thing. Because, yeah, I don't want to stick around. I've had enough of discovering the weird, just wildlife on this place for a day. Just, let's have a break.
Yeah. Fairbanks looks at the loader. I'll see what I can do.
I mean, you let me know how I can help.
Can you say this is 500 kilos? You lift that?
It's a little out of my range, that one.
That's fine.
Just a smidge.
Let me see if the controls are all okay. The lifters are all okay. And she goes into the cab and powers it back up. Goes over some diagnostics. Sticks her head out the window. Well, her helmet. As if she actually needs to talk to you on comm, but she does it anyways.
Looks cooler.
It looks cooler. I think it's gonna be okay. I just have to reset the lifts, and it shouldn't take more than 10 minutes. You guys wanna? You going inside there? If we're here, you going inside, or do you wanna? Wait. So it's going to take Fairbanks a little bit to basically convince the grav loader that it's actually fine and that there is no damage to the delicate components. It has some, anything grav has some rigorous safety shutdown procedures, because when you're dealing with a gravitational lift like that, really any kind of thrust, you don't want one thing going off and doing its own thing, or one part going off and doing its own thing. So it's going to take her, it's ultimately going to take her, about an hour to get this thing righted and floating again. And you guys can either say, well, Providence put us at this entrance. You are at an entrance. There were walkers pooled here. Or you can take an hour and give her some moral support while she's working out here, and choose to find another entrance if you want. Are there preferences?
I'm just gonna stick with Fairbanks and make sure everything's okay with them. Make sure the Grov's okay, basically.
Okay. Tuller?
Oogie's at least going to shine a light through the entrance and see how far he can see.
Okay. Shining the light through the entrance, it gives you a spark of hope. This looks like a main thoroughfare, one of the lengthier parts of the arms that has gotten turned about. It goes down quite a ways with plenty of headroom above you, and Oogie's flashlight, unless you've got something very specific or intended for shining into deep dark places, it doesn't even illuminate the end of it. You, however, see dangling wires and support structure along the sides, and what look like could be pockets. There were probably you're probably seeing the tenement style housing on either side of this.
All right, so Oogie's going to go report back to the rest of the group. Long, stable-looking corridor in through this door, and then, I don't know, if I had to make a guess, I'd say this is part of the HAB module.
I'm going to change the music now. It's no longer epic action. Okay. As Amaya or Marcus have a response to that, because Fairbanks is busy working over the controls here.
To be honest, Marcus isn't really paying attention at this point. He's trying to get the Grov sorted, just so he can get the hell out of here.
What about Amaya?
I don't know what a HAB module is, and I'm struggling to get past that point in the sentence.
A habitation module. It's like a big tent, basically, that you live in.
Now I feel dumb.
Hey, look. Read the Martian book. That's how I know it from.
Yeah.
It's like the main home, basically.
Yeah.
I guess if Amaya would know that, I would say that she heads down to take a look at it. Engineering is kind of her job here.
Come to think of it, that probably explains... Excuse me a moment.
Nope. I think there's interrupted.
Yeah, I ran for the mute button because the dog was loud. Kind of think of it, if this is where the people live, that would explain why there's so many dang walkers around here. Oh, that reminds me. And he's going to go look for all of the bodies that got plowed through by the the grab loader and start looking for identification.
Okay. He has to kill. Well, he doesn't have to kill. Some of them are still moving. They are just not well enough put together that they could actually pose a threat to you. but as he approaches, there is motion and movement that he could end if he wants to.
Yeah, he's gonna put them out of their misery.
Okay. I imagine that after learning that, Amaya probably participates in this also.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, the two of you can go along, um, ending the walkers that you so ingraciously crashed into, um, and collecting their identification. Um,
Now, what do you mean ingraciously? Them Walkers is going to be part of one of the best action films of the year.
I mean, what are we gonna call it though? We need a, grubby title.
I'll leave that up to the creative types.
and roll me. Go ahead and roll me. Let's say 3d6 plus 6. That's good. You got 17 positive identifications off of the group of them. You're keeping track of those, Talaire?
Yes, I am. 12 in the first session, 17 in this session.
All right. And meanwhile, Marcus, Fairbanks, and Archibald are giving moral support to Fairbanks as she's basically trial and erroring her way through these controls and diagnostics. She has some mechanical inclination, um, but she's not really familiar with the deeper settings and options of vehicles, and so she's just having to put that mechanical learning to use in working through the menu here. And if you guys are staying with her the entire time, 15 minutes later, there's a cheerful whoop as a familiar hum emanates from the loader. It's not powered on. It's just receiving battery power.
You said this was Fairbanks doing this, right?
Yeah, and Amaya can certainly help her if once the
The walkers are gone. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Amaya is definitely more technically skilled than Fairbanks. Like, without question. All right. Between the two of them, Fairbanks and Amaya, the grav loader is right and floating in just under 30 minutes.
Nice.
Hell yeah, we can get out of this dangerous place.
Eventually. You mean we can get out of this dangerous place eventually?
Oh yeah, for sure. Until we discover something else tomorrow and decide to poke it. So, what have we learned today?
Someone else should drive.
You actually did pretty well, so I'm gonna say no.
That was good.
I mean, we made it out, didn't we? We're still talking.
I crashed into everything.
But you did it on purpose, right? Right?
Yeah, yeah.
There you go then.
Oogie also contributes to the encouragement, and it looked awesome. I will show you the footage later. You are not gonna believe.
All right. Yeah. Maybe I'll go get my license sometime.
It's just like one of those anime sweat drop moments.
It absolutely is. All right. Well, if there's no more interaction, it sounds like you guys are ready to dive back in.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Give me just a moment here. Take a look at something. Yeah. With the plan still in place for Fairbanks and Archibald to hold the entrance, the three of you venture forth uh, into this opening. It is a promising opening as these HAB modules, long and narrow as they are, um, they don't have very many branching paths usually. If you can keep yourselves in effectively the road that is between the two sides. So let me move over to a map just so that I'm not using only words. So put some people over here. I'm gonna delete the rat cave, the rat room. So Nox, yikes. Let me use a line tool for this one. The Nox habitation modules are are these long, thin things where there's a wide lane for transportation of cargo, and then either side of that lane is the actual tenements and shops and little cafes. Well, not exactly cafes, more like backyard barbecue and food trucks, or immobile food trucks.
Is this all supposed to be visible to us?
Oh, here, hang on. There we go. So this is the cargo lane, basically. There's a lot of space used or left available to transportation of, honestly, large parts throughout the Nox. And that's this lane appears to be what you found. It's not as wide as it would be were the Nox still floating in space, and there are some obstructions as you as you go deeper in. But the benefit of knowing that you're in this lane is that all of these HAB modules, all of these HAB rectangles, um, they they go to either the end of that arm or the center, the central hub. So if you can keep following that line, you're bound to either find out there's no central hub here, or the central hub.
I'm willing to gamble on there actually being a central hub.
Can you repeat that? You were breaking up a little bit.
I'm willing to gamble on there actually being a central hub, so let's go that way.
Okay. Hang on. You guys, it's annoying that you guys, I have to put you guys to front every single time. I wish the things that I drew would could always draw under tokens. Alright, there we go. So this is what you have. You've got more walking room through most of these sections than in either of the piles that you've been in so far. This is generally undisturbed. There are walkers in here, but a lot of them have been crushed under the piles of debris. You can hear them moaning from the walls around you, and those that were out in the open when this crashed have either walked out and dispersed, walked out and collected, and then been crashed into by Fairbanks, or are in small groups that don't even merit any rolls for combat or skill check to dispose of. We'll determine a little bit later on how many more ID cards you can have collected along your way here. But the path forward is too easy.
Definitely
I
good.
like how someone's described it as too easy now. After what we just went through.
I prefer to think of it as a refreshing change of pace.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, you can think of it like that, but as you're thinking that, you find yourself going up. Your headspace is diminishing. You're having to crouch through some sections, but basically it seems as if this arm that you're traveling along, the floor of it, it landed on something else somehow. Got curled around something before crashing. The problem that you're learning with that is there were Nox residents in whatever this section that you're walking on. That should have been the end of a sentence. In whatever this section you're walking on crashed into. The floor is zombies. You can feel the floor shifting under you, and you can start to hear those groans and grunts from the floor on which you're walking.
That's just fucking weird. Literally just... Oh yeah, that's just weird.
You're only a few meters in when you recognize what exactly is going on with the shifting floor, that it's not just, hey, this is unstable, and that there's actually somebody under there trying to push up from it. And this passageway, even as you have to crouch a little bit, does continue on again past the extent of your light. Doesn't dip anywhere, so if you continue forward, you'll be walking on zombies the entire way, with a floor between you and them.
Can we kill the top layer of zombies as we go? Just kind of make it an inert floor?
You would probably be able to if you were to figure out where their heads were underneath the floor. That would involve tearing up parts of the floor to expose them.
Okay, so it isn't like a wall with zombies under it. It isn't like a floor with zombies under it. It's rather, it is that. It's not just literally zombies are the floor.
Right,
Instead of the floor is lava, just the floor is zombies. That's what I'm picturing it.
That's what I thought, which is why I'd asked that. But if I'm understanding correctly, it's like the floor is zombies, but there's a blanket over them.
Yeah, it kind of in between those two things. There are going to be sections where the floor will be weaker. I mean, this thing crashed into another thing, and so there are certainly sections that could collapse underneath you, dropping you into the floor as zombies. Um, but as for trying to kill them all, those sections of the floor aren't. There's none visible until sections collapse.
Okay. Being gay MacGyver would be really nice right now.
What was that?
I said being a MacGyver would be really nice right now.
Oh, with the creative focus.
Yeah. Something to move along the ceiling. Unless you're going to tell me the ceiling is also zombies, in which case, yeah, reset time. Let's go.
The ceiling is not zombies. In the far distance, you see a red flash. It's very faint, but there is a flashing light. Red. Past the range of your flashlights. By the way, Tulare, you are muted if you've been trying to speak.
No, I've not been trying to speak.
Okay, just making sure.
Well, why is it everything just gets creepier here? First we saw jellyfish with legs. You know, just two legs. Human legs, but two legs. Then we see a slug with like thousands of legs that come out of its back. And now we see this.
As you leg bullet. There is no saving it.
As you look down this tunnel, to the extent of your light, it's not your eyes deceiving you. It's not the mirage of heat in an oasis or in a corrosive atmosphere. No, the floor the entire way is undulating.
I wonder what would happen if a slug got in here. Just like one slug, you know? Or I wonder what happened if we took the jellyfish in here. Would they just steal all the legs?
Well, how do you want to proceed?
Cautiously.
Okay. What skills are you, or skills or knowledge are you applying to try and navigate what is surely treacherous floor. Not all of it is going to be as supported. Well, the amount of support underneath between you and the zombies below is going to be variable.
Simple. Is there some kind of metal panel around?
There almost certainly is. What are you? What is your intention here? What's going through your mind?
I'll carry this with TK. I'll just float above it all.
You can carry others with TK, but I don't believe you can carry yourself that way. No flying carpets through TK.
That's fine. I'll carry them then.
Okay. Are Amaya and Oogie okay with being floated to the extent of Marcus's vision on a panel of, corrugated steel?
I mean, you're just gonna stay back here then?
I mean, once you have a scout ahead, then let me know what, we're facing. Then I'll try and make a way across myself.
I think anything that involves you standing on them panels of waving metal ain't a great plan.
All right. What else do we have in mind then?
Could we use insta panels to make like a moving bridge?
It depends on how complex you want to get. And it would still take some. So yes, you can. It would be a very time-consuming option. And with the there are sections you already have to crouch. So some of those sections you'll literally be belly crawling along this bridge, and you'll also still be needing to identify somewhere for the endpoints of that bridge to rest. But that is an option. That is a possibility.
I'm thinking maybe we bust into one of the actual cubbies on the side and see if maybe we can bypass this area through the ceiling or something like that.
Dig around the diamond trick.
You broke up a little bit, Nox. You said dig around the what?
It's a Minecraft thing.
Oh. Okay. So I heard the
Yes,
words, I just didn't understand them.
Dig around at the diamond. I agree.
Gotcha. Got it. That's what I thought why I thought I did not hear all of it, because those words made no sense to me. Okay. So 3 different ideas have been floated. All 3 are viable.
And one of the ideas is floated is literally floating.
Indeed it is. And there's no reason that you couldn't combine all 3 of them. I'm sorry, what was that, Nox?
If I have to place a vote, it's on the digging around it. It's a much better plan than snowshoes made out of insta panels.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on splitting the party here, even temporarily. So I looked for something that would let us stick together, and that's where digging around it came from.
Okay.
But I will also point out that it is half an hour to close. This would probably be a good time to pause for discussion between sessions.
If you guys aren't able to come to a decision, then I'm happy to do that. But I've also, I am looking at the time and think that we can go a few more minutes before pausing for discussion.
Okay, all right.
But that again, that does rely on you deciding on a method of traversing the floor of zombies. I did have fun naming that. And yes, Ben, that is actually what I named this in my notes.
I can imagine.
We do have 2 more demo charges. We could spend one, hand one off to a zombie and have it drag it down. It's not a good plan, but it does kill the floor. What is this campaign? I'm trying to kill a floor.
I feel like I've done my job as a GM. Alright, well, it sounds like there's a strong preference not to float, and that the idea of going over with a snowshoe bridge has been redirected to the find a bypass. Is that the plan you guys are going with? Or do you actually want more time to consider?
Nah, yeah, we'll try.
Okay. I'm gonna ask for a couple of skill checks here. Let's get so some skill checks that I want. I want a fix skill check. I want a notice skill check and an exert. All 3 from different people. And
I will.
and if you want to argue for a different one, I will of course listen to any suggestion.
I actually have exert trained a little bit, so I think that would be better for me. Be good at notice?
I believe that was a not really.
I mean, I don't have anything better. I'm as useless as anything else. Apart from talking, healing, and doing weird shit.
All right, well, I'll provide the exert then.
Yeah.
No, if you've got better notice, go for notice. I'll go for exact.
Oh, my notice is terrible.
Oh, okay. Sit in.
Alright, go ahead and go for the notice on Marcus. Oh, you guys just don't want to roll well, do you?
Nope.
I mean, we got some pretty good rolls during the fight, so I'm not going to complain too much.
Fair enough. So there are bypasses, but you're just not finding anything that takes you all the way. That was probably a pipe dream, anyways. But the bypasses, the maintenance tunnels that you find are taking you a few meters down, a few meters past at a time. Longest ones getting you up to 15 meters before something interrupts you and you have to go back, or I should say like 20 meters. It's taking you only a ways in before something either interrupts you and you have to go back, or you have to find a way back down. Test the floor to make sure it's not going to collapse under you, and then look for another way. But you do end up making it to the end through this method. It takes you, unless you tell me no, that's taken too long, and you want to try a different method, it is taking you 2.5 hours. And it is absolutely exhausting. But so far as you've been able to tell, it's safe. it's not hard to test the floor when you have to go back to it and make sure that there's a a point that you can stand on. Amaya's spear is really good at testing that. It's just the difficulty of the transit, and the tight quarters. Marcus and Uki, give me a physical save, please. Or an evasion save, whichever is better for you.
So what, a physical or evasion?
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Okay.
I forget, is lower better or is higher better?
Lower is better. Well, lower on the target, higher on the roll. You got it backwards.
Yeah.
As indicated by the blaring red graphic.
Failure.
So, at some point in this, the mod on Ugi's vac suit has been damaged. You're not sure where. It's noticed by Amaya as you're 3/4 of the way down. That, hey, the corrosion is seeping past some cracks, and it is now acting directly on your vac suit. You still have the 24 hours, but
Can I? No, actually, no, don't matter. I was gonna see if I could do slip field, but I don't think it would apply in this instance. Well, not slip field, impact sump. Sorry.
Oh, I was having a fun mental image at Slipfield. No, Impact Sump wouldn't really, because nobody even knows where it happened. It was at some point in navigating these tight corridors. Everyone thought you were good, but there were times where your clothing, your vac suits got scraped up against some, the wall or the tunnel that you're traveling through, or got caught on a now horizontal ladder rung. There's any number of places within the last 2 hours that this could have happened.
I mean, and plus Oogie got thrown out of the grav car earlier. I mean, it's possible that his suit was a little bit weakened anyways.
But at the end of this, you have arrived at a section of wall that is still solidly connected to this hab tunnel, and like reinforced and clearly marked as central hub. Through the windows, you see zombies, not Nox walkers. These are just zombies. And they're looking back at you. There is a door, a closed door, between all of you. Behind, the floor is zombies, and ahead, your target. And I think that's a great place for us to end the session, unless anybody has any final comments or interactions they want to add.
Nah, I think there's a good point. Everything is fine.
I'm gonna go ahead and take out that into the panel. I'm gonna be using it after all.
Yeah, probably. And everything is fine for a certain definition of fine.
No, it's everything is fine, but like fire all around,
Yes. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put us on the review screen here.